So these are the Pokemon that are banned in Reg H, huh? Every single actual legendary Pokemon plus Paradox. And this is our format for 3 months. If you guys want my honest opinion on this, this is good. This is a step in the right direction, and this is exactly what Pokemon needs to be doing post-Worlds to grow their audience to prepare for a new game on the Switch. Now, that being said, this isn't all sunshine and rainbows. These Pokemon, the legendaries and paradoxes all being banned, creates a little bit of a power vacuum that is going to be filled by really, really, really degenerate play. I'm sure you guys saw this. This makes things like Dozo almost impossible to beat if played correctly. There's no reason to ever not dedicate 2 of your slots to Dozo, ever. So if you guys said like, I hate fighting Calyrex, it's so good, would you rather fight against Dozo every single game ever? Yeah, that's not great. Also, there's some other really, really, really good Pokemon that aren't being mentioned that don't quite fall into the legendary category, but are actually way too overtuned, I think. I'm looking up just a little bit. There's some Pokemon that are not included in the legendary category that are way too overtuned to be real. And that is things like, let me find it. Where would that be? Where would that be? Where's that one Pokemon? I mean, regular Ursaluna is like way too good to like exist in a real format. Things like Blood Moon Ursaluna is what I'm looking for here. That Pokemon is not on this ban list. And you say like Chrismog's going to be everywhere, but then Dozos just go Steel, and there's no Ursh to check them anymore, right? Is Ursh on that list? Oh god, I don't want to play this format if Urshifu's legal, bro. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, Urshifu's banned. Okay. Alright. Okay, Urshifu's banned. Alright, Urshifu's banned. I checked the list. But yeah, Blood Moon is a little bit too overtuned to be not banned, I think. I think this Pokemon is really, really good. And Cinderella are fine, but like, I think that it's overall a good format. I think another Pokemon that's going to be really good is going to be Goldango. Goldango's going to be back and being really good. I mean, the picture for the format has Blood Moon on it, you know? So it's like, they're trying to tell you like, hey, use Blood Moon, it's going to be very nice. Let's talk about some other things that are going to come back and be very good. I think Indity Armrouge are going to be very good. Indity Hat. So like, a standard like hard Trick Room team of like Indity, Hat, Gallade with like an Ursaluna, like a regular Ursaluna. That's like an unchanged team from like its best form. And that's going to be really good. Other mons that are going to be viable that wouldn't have seen play before. I don't see like Screens and Grim and like Incinerilla being like cracked crazy, because those are only really good in like the meta that we have now. They're still going to be viable, right? Don't mince my words. They're still going to be viable, but they're not going to be broken. Like, all right. I can give an example of why things like Incinerilla and Grim will not be broken. Do you want to hear my example? This is true. Because everyone's like, you're full of shit. You just said Incin wasn't going to be the best. Now all the things that kill Incin are gone. Incin's going to be the best. Well, Incin doesn't need to exist in a format where the power creep isn't out of control, right? So it's trying to control the damage level from an opponent that does not exist. If both people are using wet noodles, the person making a noodle wetter doesn't necessarily win. So you can look at that examples and you can see things like Blissey, Cresselia, and other like setup wall defensive pivot Pokemon in singles. When they go into like a new format or they ban the crazy shit that you needed to wall with those things, there's no reason for them to exist anymore because they can't exude like offensive pressure, and also like things like Incineroar and also not great in a Dozo. The usage stats just shoot down and they're just not as viable anymore. They still will be good, but like they're not going to be better than they have been right in these formats. Smeargle is going to be good. I think Smeargle will be viable. Things like Zoroark is going to be good. Let's see. Other Pokemon that could see play that normally wouldn't see play. You're not going to see as much Mind Shout because there won't be nearly as much AoE. Things like Torkoal will see a lot more play. Things like the Ruinous 3 will probably, like Okidogi is probably going to be pretty viable. Archaludon could definitely be a good Pokemon in this format, but like you'd have to use like Pelipper or Politoed to be its rain setter. I think all of the Hisuimons are going to be viable. My boy Terrakion. I'm so sorry. I gotta win worlds with you then. Dogi's banned. Is it though? That's fair if it is. Alright, okay. Or sorry, the Ruinous 3 are banned. My fault. Ogerpon's also banned as it should be, yeah. Sorry. Okidogi's gone. We're still looking. Things like Swampert wouldn't really see play. Pledge combos might come back, be a little bit good. Meowscarada is going to come back very, very big. I think Meowscarada is going to be way better than it looks. I think things like Goodra are going to see a lot of play. Yeah, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. I think Goodra will see a lot of play. Palafin's going to come back huge. I think Palafin's going to be great. Let's see. Ditto's not going to see a lot of play. You might see Gyarados again. I think Gyarados is viable. Not as much Gastro. Probably not at the start. Smeargle Muck is still going to be viable if you wanted to be that guy. Let's see. I like Vivillon a lot. I don't think it's going to be busted. I think Eviolite users like Porygon 2 might be good. Metagross has always been good, but don't take my word for it. Let's see. Other Mons that could see a lot of play. Sableye will be good. Scizor is going to be pretty good, I think. I think Scizor will be pretty viable. Does Sand get better? Yeah, T-Tar Excadrill. Yeah, so you know what? I like these rules because this is giving us like a chance to play a fresh format, right? They're giving us the closest we've ever had to a fresh format, like while banning all the legendaries. Because what used to happen is we used to get formats for a whole year. And the first year of every single new game, they would cut out like all the busted legendaries and you would just use the mons that were in that game's decks. And that's kind of what they're giving us. They give us the full DLC, we have everything, and then they said, okay, just play without the legendaries. And so next format, they might introduce just Paradox Pokemons or just Ruin Pokemon or something like that. So I like this. So like T-Tar Excadrill, that's going to be viable. That's going to be a cool team like T-Tar, Excadrill, like Trevenant. There's like synergy there. Rotom is going to be another Pokemon that's going to be absolutely amazing in this format. Rotom's not a legendary, but it has like legendary level bulk and utility. So I think Rotom's going to be good. Whimsicott's going to be good. Yeah, I think there's King Gambit's going to be freaking awesome in this format. Like King Gambit's going to be great. Garchomp's going to be back. Yeah, like there are some good cores that can see play in this format. This is going to be hard though. This is going to be hard to build for because I'm prepping for the World Championships. And I was not planning on making a crap ton of Reg H teams or content before then because I still don't know when I'm playing at Worlds. This is gonna be hard, but I'm happy to have the rules earlier than later, and we'll see what we can get done. We'll see what we can get done. This is gonna be rough. This is gonna be rough. Hisui Arcanine's, I think, gonna see a lot more play than Incineroar at the start of the format. People are just going to basically be going back and looking at like those Reg C, Reg D, Reg E teams and seeing what did well. If we were to remember the team that I took to Portland Regionals in Reg C that I got top 64 with, I was actually like a Reg A team. It was Garchomp. Garchomp, Glimmora. What else was in that team? Murkrow, Dango, Mouseape. That was like my favorite team ever. That team like would work. Murkrow, Goldango, Garchomp, Glimmora, Mousehold, Annihilate. That's one of like my favorite teams. And that totally works in this format. Murkrow's going to be great. Yeah, Murkrow's going to be like really good because there's going to be so many Dozos. I'm going to use that team, dude. That's the smoothest, coolest team that I think I have. Is that one. I love that team. So I'm excited for Reg H rules. I'm excited. What are you guys excited for? Let me know. What are you guys excited for? What do you guys want to see? No genies. Yeah, but also, like, we have really cool tools like Farigiraf and Serena that, like, we had those earlier, but there wasn't as much of a reason to use them, you know? There's some really cool stuff that people don't use. Like, we can use Spewpaw now. Sunroom team, Sunroom's good. I think Scissor's viable. I think, like, Hisui Typhlosion is, like, the closest thing that we have to, like, a Chi-Yu in this format. I mean, you could use regular Typhlosion as well, but, like, I think Hisui Typhlosion is very viable. Mimikyu is going to be back, stronger than ever, I think. Mimikyu's good. I think Hisui and Typhlosion's better because it is a higher damage move and isn't Fake Outable. Dragapult's going to be back and good. That's viable for sure. No more Torn Ursh, we're finally free. I know, right? Like, hell, we can play the game. Feels great to be able to, like, play the game. Like, holy moly. Oh! Yanmega Sableye. That's the GOAT squad. You know, that we're back into Grab Hypnosis with, like, Espathra too. Hisui Gudra's going to be good, yeah. Alolan Ninetales is definitely going to be, like, viable. Skeleturge is going to see a lot of play, I think. Baxcalibur. And we haven't really had formats with, like, Hisui Samurott being, like, a usable Pokemon. And now, like, we do. Because it doesn't have to compete with the same slot as, like, an Urshifu Water. Things like Volcarona will see play. I don't expect it right at the start. It's going to take a little bit. And we can finally start using things like Weirdeer. I've always wanted to use this thing. I think it actually has some viability. Things like Alcremie weren't around before. If there's a lot of, like, Amoonguss play. Things like Azumarill could definitely be viable. Alolan Executor. There's some good stuff. Blaziken. Oh, Serperior. I can do, like, Justified, Lucario, Whimsicott. Whoo! It's one of my favorites. That big E-Speed. Reuniclus. Sinistcha. Sinistcha could be good. Corv's annoying. I think Gudra's better in this format because you have Sapsipper to block, like, a lot of stuff. Yeah. Amoonguss, or what is it? Amoonguss is going to be really good, I think. Like we talked about, Smeargle is going to be good. Basculegion, I definitely respect Basculegion. Don't expect to see that much Clef. Don't expect to see much Weezing. Dragonite will be viable, I think. Talonflame might see play. I think Talonflame will see play as, like, the format develops. Like, Talonflame Garchomp will always be good. Haze strats are gonna come back. I think Haze is gonna be viable. Yeah, I'm gonna play Murkrow-Dango like day one. Day one, I'm playing Murkrow-Dango like that. I was so comfortable with that team. Ditto usage drops to 0. I know, right? Power creep goes down to the ground. Yeah, that's gonna be cool. So I'm gonna play Murkrow-Dango. This is your chance to suggest some teams. I got a piece of paper right here, and I need to make some teams for this week. So let me know what sort of teams you want me to work with. I'm gonna make Pawmot. We've been using Pawmot in Reg G for like 3 months. I'm done using Pawmot. I'm done with Pawmot. I'm probably gonna use it at Worlds too. Like, I'm so done with that Pokemon. It's boring, right? Sheer Force for Alligator. I actually have made a video talking about for Alligator. I think there's very little reason to ever run that thing over Gyarados. Because Sheer Force doesn't actually give you anything that Intimidate wouldn't. Because Intimidate on Gyarados leads to a free Dragon Dance. If you play it in the right way, and a Dragon Dance is better than a Sheer Force boost. Scizor, I think Scizor is good. Oh, we can go like Weezing Slacking. That's viable. It's a thing. You can't tell me it's not a thing. I'm putting Weezing Slacking on it. Breloom. Breloom's gonna be sick. Palafin, yeah. Alright. What other teams can we do? Like, Riolu's viable? I really like Riolu as, like, anti-Trick Room tech, because you can just, like, copycat the TR. Blissey. Okay, alright, Blissey. Oh, I got an idea. Alright, Blissey Rain with, like, what's that mon? Basculegion and Arcaludon. Okay. Meganium. Okay, Meganium. I can get around Meganium. I like that Pokemon. Still looking. Mesprit might see play. T-Tar Sand. Put that on the list. I could put Sunroom, but I'm not like really feeling Sunroom. Like Sunroom, I'll get to it. I don't need to make it on the list. Orthworm, I'm not a big fan of Orthworm. It's not my playstyle really. Metagross, I used Metagross in team like 2 days ago, so like I'm trying to think of a couple other ideas. Oh, Hydreigon's going to be really good in this format. Hydreigon's always really good in these formats. What about that team that I used with Drifblim and Indeedee, where I like baton passed all the evasiveness to like Hydreigon and went Focus Energy? That was another really, really cool team. That was cool. I liked that. Garg's going to be a really, really good mon. Yep, Garg is going to definitely be viable. It's cool that we have like Lycanroc and Excadrill as options for supporting T-Tar now. That's going to be sick. I'm very happy to see that. Hisui and Decidueye is another mon that we didn't have back when, like, you know, Reg A was around. That, like, this Pokemon, like, has good matchups into things. I like Hisui Decidueye a lot. What starter haven't you used recently? I mean, Hisui Decidueye. But, I don't really know. I use a lot of different stuff. I try to make a lot of different things work. Fallinx might see play. Ice-Coup could actually see play. Vivillon's fun. Let's see. Gomora is going to be great, I think. Jumpluff will always be good, especially if like a Torkoal's good. Minimize Baton Pass, Drifblim, Dozo, Tatsu. I've actually tried that team. It doesn't work as well because like you're one Haze or Clear Smog and you just straight lose versus like you had shots with the other stuff. I think Saucebuck's a mon that I really like as well, like Choice Scarf, like Headbutt type things, or you can even do like Trailblaze into like Serene Grace Headbutts. I like those as well. Ludicolo. Kingdra, there we go. Kingdra. Nice. Love Kingdra. Hell, we might actually see play with... Kilowattrel might actually see some play. Unaware Clefable might be a decent Dozo check. Things like Mamoswine could see play. I also think like Hisui Braviary could have a lot of value. There's a lot of good Pokemon in these formats. So, hopefully you liked my little rundown of Reg H. I'm excited for the format. I think it's about time that Pokemon makes a format that, hear me out here, is for the casuals. The only thing that casuals want, everyone's gonna watch World Championships. Experienced players, casuals, gonna be a lot of new people that are seeing Pokemon for the first time. If you ask a lot of experienced players what their first experience with Pokemon is, they say they saw the World Championships and they wanted to do what they saw at Worlds. And so, seeing the World Championships, why? Oh, Greninja Battle Bond banned. Seeing the World Championships and then starting competitive and then having all those legendaries beat you and you don't have those legendaries and you can't get them because they're locked in other games, I would quit too if I was a brand new player. But now with these new rules, like, you feel like you're on the same playing field as everyone. It's going to promote, you know, trading, breeding of mons, picnics, union circles, everything like that. It's everything Pokemon should be doing right. And I will tell you, when you go to these first regionals, it's going to be a sweat factory with Dozo. But just playing and like learning the game and learning the mechanics of the game, this is a very low power creep format. So when you lose, you're going to know exactly why you lost. And you're going to have the same amount of resources as everyone else to solve the problem. That was the problem with Reg G. If I lost with like the team that you can see on my left here with like Karadon or whatever, and I wanted to fix it, but I didn't have Sword and Shield, I couldn't fix it because I don't have all the Pokemon or all the resources. You know, they were locked behind another game. But now that it's just like non-legendary Pokemon, everyone can get those. There shouldn't be any excuses. Everyone has the same amount of resources to pull from. This might even or make people not want to gen their mons. This is going to get new people. This might bring back people that really like to think that they have a shot to play the game, and they might have a better shot this time. Who knows? So I think this is a pretty good change for the game. And I'm excited to play around.